Naturally, we all agreed with you that we need no new pipelines and that the Paris agreement is not possible if we build new pipelines. Naturally, we agreed with you that trade deals such as the Trans-Pacific Partnership are a terrible idea and that we need to be focusing on relocalizing our economies and exiting from trade deals where possible or renegotiating them in order to allow us to do so. One of the things that... Absolutely. Yes, no more trade deals. One of the things that we started with actually was the idea that it is really important for us to have a national strategy to engage people who are outside of this room and not as engaged with the issue as we are, to make them more aware and educated about why this is an issue, to frame climate change as a moral issue, to frame it as an opportunity, to frame it as a public health issue, and to frame it as a security issue. We would like to see some effort at better harmonization or communication between the various levels of government. Some of the things that we're talking about, things like land use, those are more municipal issues, and some of them are more provincial issues. And if you could have a national strategy that increased the level of communication and harmonization between different levels of government, that would be enormously valuable. We would like information to be readily available to the public in a simple, accessible way so that we can all see what the different provinces are doing and exert some public pressure that way. And we would like to see a carbon price that is significant. It can't just be a token tiny amount. It has to really make it hurt to do the things that we want to discourage people from doing. We want absolutely that to be a transparent process so that we see the money that is acquired through a carbon tax or through a fee and dividend goes to initiatives to also mitigate or reduce the effects of climate change or make us more resilient in the face of. And we should consider using some of that money to help people transition, as we're worried about what's happening to people that are losing jobs in one industry while we build another. If we take the subsidies that we give to oil and gas and we funnel those subsidies instead into supporting renewable energy, that would be a huge financial boon to kickstart that transition in a way that is not happening now. And I think the only other things that came up at our table that weren't mentioned otherwise, it would be nice if that carbon tax applied to things like air travel, if it applied to things like meat, if our national health strategy and national food strategy came out of this and they were part of our climate change strategy and we incorporated those things in a collective way, so that when we're talking about local food and so on, if you had a national strategy to mandate that and you saw the carbon impact of meat and other things like that in the pricing, it would again provide the financial incentive, the market signal to encourage a transition as rapidly as possible. And towards reducing aviation emissions, it would be nice to see an effort to rebuild a national railway or to improve our national railways so that we have other options to get from one end of our big country to another. Thank you so much for taking time.